I'm delighted to say we're joined in the studio by a very special guest, our mate, of course, British heavyweight boxer Fabio Wardley joins us.
Yes, Fab. What's happening, son?
How we doing, boys? All good?
I was joking with Jimmy before, saying that you like nothing more than when you meet people for the first time, they smash you in the stomach. Right?
No, my favourite thing.
If Jimmy did punch you in the stomach, would it hurt you?
Why do we have to go down this?
Jim, he wouldn't have a hand left, would he?
Break me arm. Look, my arms are upside down anyway. I've got bigger forearms and biceps. What's that all about?
A cotton bud coming out your shirt.
What?
Cotton bud.
I see.
Are you good? Are you well?
All good. All good.
Where are you at the moment? What are you? Not where are you, factually, but where are you in your career? Where are you up to at the moment? Because you haven't got a fight lined up yet.
15-0 though, boy, ain't you?
16. Come on.
16. Oh, dropped you by
17
one.
in a minute if you get that wrong again.
Oh, you two are going to get on
You're
so
doing
well.
well to catch me, boy.
I'd like to see that happen, right?
He couldn't catch me. Unbelievable.
What?
He couldn't catch me.
What, in this room?
I've got a table in the middle.
Oh, we'd get you. My money's on
let's
him.
try it then. We've got a minute left. Go on, crack on.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're right in the middle of it, Al.
I'd watch it. You fancy chances?
I'm telling you now, he wouldn't catch me.
Would you get him?
I don't know. What, can I hop
Go on,
over
take
the
your headphones
table?
off.
Try it, go on.
Take your headphones off. Go on. Go on, give me 30 seconds.
You ain't gonna
Go on,
get
30
me.
seconds. Your time starts.
Come on,
Okay, go on, go. Go. Hold on.
Phone, you might as well drop
Okay,
that.
so on my left,
Go on,
Fabio
boy,
Wardley's.
you ain't gonna get me, boy. You ain't gonna get me. Oh, what's that? You ain't gonna get me.
Go on, son. Go on.
Happy, mate. That's your grandbrother, boy. Yeah, you little piece of this. Move like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. Told ya.
I'll tell you what.
No one's ready for the movement of the bully. Then I go underneath. So they ain't ready for this. Yeah.
You know what the best
Table, you can't get under.
The best, yeah, don't listen. The best bit about that was when you came round that bend and Fabio was on your heels.
Mate, I know,
your face was one of pure panic.
Only ever had that face with Big Duncan. Love you really though, boy.
I watch that video. I watch that video of you and Dunk probably daily.
That's brilliant.
That does me. That does me every time.
Both of you, you should be out of breath. You shouldn't be out of breath.
Oh, well, he's quick, isn't he? I had to turn it on. Still couldn't get him.
Hey,
Jim, just catch him at range. Ping, ping.
Still 16-0 though, isn't
I
it?
know, yeah. That's true. Love you. So have you been doing a bit then lately? Talk to me.
Of course. So I've been training for the past probably 5-6 weeks or so. So I've been in camp, been training. We're just with the boxing game. Sometimes you just need to get it moving and put the plans together a bit later. So we're aiming to be out in the next kind of, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. Probably I don't want to go past really July without having a fight. So that's the aim. So I'm making sure I'm fit, ready, staying in shape, and just waiting until we can actually put something together properly.
When was your last fight, and how many fights ideally do you want a year?
When my last fight was in, God, I can't remember now. May, April, something like that.
Who was it?
It wasn't particularly long ago. There's a guy named Michael Coffey, who was quite tricky.
Yeah.
Switch hitter, swap between orthodox, southpaw. So it was a bit of an awkward one to kind of work with, but we got through it in about 3 or 4 rounds, which was pretty good. Nice little run out anyway, just to stay busy. But on an aim, I want to be fighting at least 3 times a year. So
I was going to say, is that what you look at as a top fighter?
yeah, like you don't. You have to manage it between managing your camp, your body, injuries, things like that, as well as then wanting to stay active, stay busy, not sit on the sidelines too much, and keep staying under them lights, really.
What happened between you and my old mate Fraser Clark?
Is he a mate? Is he? Did you go way back?
I love Fraser.
Oh, nah. We no, it was a bit. It was a good build to something that never happened, which is a shame for not just me, for the both of us. Really, it was going to be a really good fight for the pair of us. We had big plans of what was going on and how we was going to stage it and what we was going to do. And it happened so that your mate, on the day of purse bid, so when everything gets kind of settled and decided, he decided he didn't want to do it.
Was it him that decided that?
Well, there's conflicting stories from his side.
Yeah.
He says he wanted to. His team advised him otherwise. But ultimately, the lay of the land is, the rules are, no one can pull you from a fight except yourself. So maybe he was under advisement from his team or whatever else. Maybe they told him, okay, fair. But
I don't know. But
ultimately, it lies with him to go to the board and say, nope, I don't want to do this. Pull me out, release me, whatever. So, he has to take responsibility for that. So that didn't happen, so we got messed around for a little bit, hence why we're on the move to look for something new to stay busy.
David Adelaide, I think you pronounced his surname, he fought the weekend. He had some words about you. What did you make of his comments? Remind everyone exactly what he was saying.
Go on, what's he giving it you?
I don't even know. I didn't watch it. I was driving to Wembley to watch the show for the Saturday, and that's when he was fighting. I didn't see anything. So by the time I'd finished driving, I got out of the car, my phone was busy from comments and tags and this, that, and the other. It'll get a bit
boring for you being boxers. Like, at the end of the day, you're getting in the ring, you're gonna have a go, ain't you? You're not like, just leave your bunny to yourself.
Yeah, that's half of the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand in the build up to fights and stuff, you need a bit of back and forth. And sometimes the only thing with me is I'm never one to create a fake problem. Like, if we don't really have an issue, I can't be bothered.
Not to start.
I'm not in the mood to pretend like me and you have really got an issue. Like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like, I had a really amicable fight with Nathan Gorman for my British title. There was no need for any fake needle between us, any fake problems, beef. It was just a great fight and a good occasion.
If you had to choose a fight, let's give you a bit of needle. Who would it be?
Not
money terms. Who's one you don't get on with? Go, hang on, let's have a
I don't know if there's anyone. There's no one really I don't get on with.
You're that laid back?
Yeah, I just don't care. I mean, like, it's a job at the end of the day. I'm just here to do my job, earn my money, and go home. And just
that's the same as me.
Yeah. Our jobs are slightly different, but yeah, no worries.
Although Jimmy thought he was only working for an hour.
Oh, mate, I did. 3 hours.
Double that up. Stick it on the clock. Extra time.
Got to grab a big one.
Let me get your view on the current state of the heavyweight division at the moment, because there's lots of talk of lots of fights, but at the moment nothing really happens. Do you find that, as a boxing fan, which of course you are, do you find that as frustrating as we all do? Yeah,
probably more so, because I'm maybe a bit closer to the parties involved, or I know a little bit more than the general public and stuff, and I know that some of the reasons why things aren't happening are a bit stupid, naive, and whatever else, and they could just be done. Like, you could just do them, get the fights done, give the fans what they want, give people what they want to see. But it's difficult with boxing because there is a lot of ego involved, and it does help you get to a certain point in your career. Ego helps you with bravado and everything else, and that helps you get to a certain point of status within boxing. But when it gets away and it gets in the way of big fights being made, that's when it goes the wrong way a bit.
AJ against Dillian Whyte is a fight that people are talking about for August. What if that was made, what would your initial view be? Because as a boxing fan, I sort of feel there's only 4 or 5 heavyweights now, and they all sort of match up. They might have fought once or twice or sometimes 3 times. Would you get excited about that fight, and who would your money be on to win it? Yeah, hugely. I'd get massively excited, because I think that's the perfect fight for the both of them at the point of their careers. And they're both at a bit of a middle ground where they've come off losses but then won, and they're back in the mix now, but they need a kind of a staple win, a high level win of someone of worth, someone of note, and they're the right person for each other. And whenever they get together, it doesn't matter whenever you want to do. You could do it on a week's notice and it would sell out the O2, would sell out Wembley, whatever. It's a massive fight for British fight fans, and something that everyone would love to see. So I'd be more than happy to see that, but I'd always back Dill to win that. Obviously, would you really?
Yeah, again, I'll get a bit of bias on this because obviously he's my manager and looks after me and someone I'm very close to. So, but bias aside, I would have backed him regardless. So can I ask, when I asked you that question, and earlier on you said, it's different for you because you're in the boxing world and you sometimes know stuff that we perhaps don't get information on. Yeah. You don't have to tell me what it is, but with regards to this fight, Dillian Whyte against AJ,
no, he does.
Okay, you did. Well, I thought I'd ask him that question first, and then on the back of it,
good boy.
Do you know more about that fight than we do?
Yeah. But
see now, Jim, I've got him.
You got it.
Right?
I like the way you netted it.
If you don't tell me, Jim's not letting you out.
All right. He might be able to run from me, but he can't stop me.
Best put a scaffold up outside that door.
Have you bolted the door shut, have you?
But it's glass. You can throw Jimmy through the glass. But where are we at? Is it close to happening? If you were to have a guess.
I don't know that many details. I know there's been discussions. I think that much is obvious, but I think there's a few stumbling blocks in the way from both sides. And unless they're worked out where everyone can get on the same page, it's just not going to happen. Okay. Do you think it will happen? See, I've got him. See, I've got him. He's on the ropes now. Yes or no? Do you think it will happen? Yes, but not in the immediate future. Okay. This year? Very likely. Okay. See, I've got him, Jim. See, I've got him.
Yeah, we need one.
What fight do you want to see, Jim?
Just a big fight.
Yeah, but what one?
Who's your favourite boxer? I
do like watching AJ.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Tyson Fury?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, keep dodging this, don't they?
See the fight.
This is why I get really, like, I know you're here, but I get really annoyed with boxing. Like, just give the punters what they want. They want AJ Fury, man. Just stop, like, pegging up career-wise. Just get it on.
See, I want to see AJ Wilder. That's the fight I want to see. I think that'd be absolutely
But can't we just see it all before they all go kibosh and it doesn't happen? Like, that's my worry. Like, I love boxing, but I want to see the best fight the best. Or at least
it used to be like that, didn't it?
Yeah, but why has it gone all like...
No,
it's gone very strategy. No, it isn't. I know why it's gone like that, and I don't blame them. Strategy for career, length of career, and money's earned. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, then we struggle, as it's probably the only sport where the athlete dictates his path. There ain't a lot of other sports like it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There ain't a lot of other sports like it. So that's one I get really annoyed with boxing. I hope they can make it happen. I hope it's not too late where one loses and goes, I'm out of the game. That's what I feel like's going to happen. Both fight at your peak, and I know it's hard to make. I really do. I have the respect for it. And by the way, I think you deserve that because you're in the sport where you're taking your life at risk. So I, believe you all deserve that time.
We only booked you for 15 minutes. Can we keep you? Can we kidnap you for another 15?
I'm not going to charge you the same rate as him, so don't worry, it's fine.
Listen, I'm not on as much as you, that's for sure. And definitely not as much as Barnett to deal with. Telling you, for a 48-year-old man, his Barnett is unheard of. How comes you haven't even got a shampoo advert? What is that all about?
That is a disgrace, isn't it?
That is so thick.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Jim.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.